Moving on, we're going to talk about the permissions and sharing around projects. So with the projects, once we click in here, you'll be able to see multiple different things, including the actual schedule here. You can switch between views, like the specifier view versus the shop drawings or project status view, for example, as well as you'll be able to have different options for commenting. So commenting is on each different fixture type, where users are able to comment back and forth on specific items so that they can move a product from first choosing it all the way through to approval and it arriving on site in a convenient manner. These features all have different levels of sharing or permissions around them. So if there is ever any questions in terms of how to exactly share anything with specific individuals, please feel free to reach out to mbishop@gosourcery.com, but we will be covering them right now. So first, in terms of sharing or adding individuals into your project, what we're going to do is go up to the top here where the project name is, and just on the right hand side you can see this sharing icon. We're going to click that and it'll give you the ability to share or add members. In terms of adding somebody into a project, the way that you are going to do that is to type in their email address and hit enter, and you should see it show up as a bubble here. And then we're actually going to choose their level of access. First off, you can also add multiple individuals into the sharing window here. Just note that if you add a message, they will all get the same message and also the same level of permission. The different options here are going to be viewer, collaborator, editor, and creator. In terms of a viewer, that's somebody who can just come in and view the project only, as well as make general comments about the project on each different line item. So they will have a level of visibility as well as a level of interaction with the platform or with the project, but they won't be able to do things like edit fields or change any information. A collaborator is very similar, however, with their commenting side of things, they'll be able to do things like add private budget pricing, private commenting, both of which only the actual creator can see, as well as some other different options as well, but again, cannot edit anything on the actual schedule. An editor will actually be able to make edits to the schedule, as well as have the same level of commenting access as a collaborator. And a creator is basically admin level access. That person will be able to see everything in terms of comments or whatever it might be, as well as make changes to anything, including the schedule, sharing permissions, and could even do things like delete the project as a whole. In terms of a creator, most of the time, if not all the time, you would usually want that person to be internal, because any external person would then be able to make those changes that you don't necessarily want them to have the power over. Again, you can add a message and then you just click send, and that person will get an email notification letting them know that they've been shared on that project. In terms of sharing or adding individuals into a project, that's really it. However, now that they've been added, you have to actually control their access to certain views or certain fields or whatever it might be. So first off, with the views. Each view, going down the side here, you can see has a little settings wheel here. When you click that settings wheel, it's actually going to show you who has access to viewing this information. So in this case, we're looking at the specifier view. Right now, no viewers, collaborators, or editors, or any specific individual people have access to viewing this specifier view. Now, this can be changed either by group or by a specific individual. So if, for example, I wanted only editors to be able to see the specifier view, but no collaborators or viewers, I can then just highlight editors and click save. And now by default, anybody who has editor level access for the project will be able to see this specific view. Also, you can add specific individuals and choose if they are specifically able to see this view here. So this would override their level of overall access to the project, but they would be added in this case so that they can view this information. From there, again, you just click save, and that will save all those settings. Another option with any of the views is you can actually control the fields. So if I want to have somebody be able to look at the specifier view, but I don't want them to be able to see things like budget pricing, I can actually turn off budget price, which will actually hide that field from all viewers so that they will not be able to see any budget price information. On top of that as well, you can also create custom views. This can be used, a great example is if a specifier has a project where 3 different sales agents have multiple products on that project itself, you might only want them to see the manufacturers that they represent, not any of the products that the others represent. So the way that you can create a specific view for them and share it with them so they are only seeing their products is through the product tagging. It's all the way to the right hand side of the schedule here at the very end, and you'll see that we already have some in here, but you can add specific tags, so whether it's a submittal package or a specific agent name, so we can say, agent 1 for this one, and maybe we'll do agent 2 for this one here. This will allow you to then actually filter these products based on their tag. So at the top here beside the tag field, you will see a little filter button. So if I only wanted to see what's contained within submittal package 1 and nothing else, I can click that and it's going to filter us down to these 2 specific products. Now that a filter is active, you'll now see that there's a little plus button to the right of that filter symbol. What that allows me to do is click plus, and then I can actually name this specific view. So I'm going to say submittal view 1, and I can click save. What this is going to do when we click save is it's going to add a completely separate view into our view drop down here. So we were looking at the specifier view, which you can see has all these different products in it. Now what I'm able to do is immediately navigate to just submittal view 1, which allows me to limit those products. This is also great just for your own organization. If you wanted to separate your views by specific parameters, the tagging function is extremely easy. But now that we've created, in this case, submittal view 1, I can go to the settings and I can actually share this with specific people. So for example, the agent who's representing these products or whoever needs to see them, or if I want, I can share it to specific groups once again. With these custom views as well, you can always edit the fields, so certain fields are exposed or hidden depending on what you would like for people to see. In terms of other options as well, we also have the quick view link. A quick view link is something that you can copy and actually send this project to somebody to view, and this will always show them the design team view by default. The design team view has some product information, however it does not have things like budget pricing or whatever it might be. As you can see, we're in the design team view now. But this person can actually view this project information without having to log into the Sourcery platform. So it's a great way to send some limited information to an individual who might need to view it, but does not want to access the platform, or is just somebody who just needs to view it overall. They don't necessarily need to interact with the project in any way. As mentioned as well, the sharing is something that you can limit people to in terms of commenting, whether they're a viewer, collaborator, editor, or a creator. To show what that looks like, I'll open up the comment window here. So a creator would be able to see all comments that are added to a fixture at any point in time. In terms of the different options and the use cases, a general comment will be able to be seen by everybody who has access. A general comment is something that's just added by putting in something like, for example, test. All we've done is put in text, so that's going to show up publicly to everybody who's shared on the project. And what we can also do is tag specific individuals as a viewer. So I can tag, in this case, the same email that I've been using throughout this time. and I can specifically tag this individual and comment directly towards them. What that does is it gives them actually an email that will give them a summary of the comment, which project that comment is on, who actually tagged them in that comment, and a direct link to this area. In terms of the features that are only available for collaborators or editors is the budget pricing. So once we click this little dollar symbol here, I'm actually able to see that there is a gray line around the window here. And this allows me to be able to submit budget pricing that only the creator would see. So no other agents that are involved, the electrician, nobody that doesn't have a higher level of access would be able to see the private commenting unless they are directly tagged in that comment. Another way to add a private comment that might not be related to budget pricing is just through this lock button here. With the lock button, again, you can see the gray line around the comment bubble. And what this is going to do is it's going to let me add any type of general text comments or converse back and forth that only the creator and I are able to see, or again, anybody who's been tagged specifically in that comment. Another feature of the comment window here is actually adding files. So you can add files generally in terms of something that everybody can see. So you can see we got rid of the gray line around the comment text window here. I can share a file publicly, or I can share a file privately. This is a great way to be able to add in specific product information or project information without having to have that publicly available to everybody unless you so choose. That's it in terms of project sharing and permissions. If there are any questions about the project sharing or the collection sharing, absolutely at any point in time feel free to reach out to myself. My name is Mike. I'm the VP of Sales for Sourcery, and I can always point you in the right direction. My email address is mbishop@gosourcery.com, and I'd be happy to hear from you. Thank you so much, and we appreciate your time.